Right on. Let's turn our attention now back to the Premier League and really the one game that everybody's talking about right now. It was Sunday afternoon at the London Stadium between West Ham and Arsenal. Massive win for Arsenal. We'll talk later about the VR call and all that controversy, because that's also what everybody's talking about. But purely in terms of what this means to Arsenal, this was the one game to go and win, right?
I think everyone is thinking the same thing. If you go to London Stadium and you get 3 points off the back of Man City, they obviously won against Brentford but drew 3-3 at Everton the week before, the game before. It felt like if you're Arsenal, that's the biggest test. You go there, London derby, West Ham under Potter have beat them before. It was a game where they bunkered in and they drew a 0-0 before. It's a hard place to go for them. Not sort of historically, but it can be tricky.
Yeah.
That was the game where you thought, and I sort of called the scoreline a couple of days earlier. I thought West Ham will grind, they'll try and play, they'll get chances because they're in good form, but Arsenal's quality might just get them over the line with a sneaky sort of 1-0 win. And that's the way it sort of turned out. But yeah, it was a shame for West Ham they didn't take something from the games. I thought their performance deserved it. From Arsenal, just keep winning. Doesn't matter how now.
That's
doesn't
what I mean,
matter.
Yeah. It just has to be about
just
the result, and that's it.
Just win.
Yeah,
don't care. Just win.
It was a Leandro Trossard goal, kind of shot deflected a bit. Odegaard with the assist first.
He done great.
Who came on? Arteta seems to have got maybe the call on the White injury and putting Declan Rice at right back first to finish that first half. Maybe not the best decision. What do you think?
No, yeah, I think you're taking too much away from Declan Rice to take him out of a position and put him into right back, where Mosquera was the answer.
So Mosquera should have come on straight away.
Yeah, because I just think like Declan Rice is like Szoboszlai, where you can put him in a right back and he'll do a really good job, but you lose a lot from Declan Rice in midfield, because that's the area of the pitch you want, that sort of quality and that legs and that leadership. So yeah, I think he tried it, Arteta, because he might have saw something in his technical area that he thought that's the way to go, because West Ham might have been a threat with Somerville down that side. I think when you're in that technical area, it always fascinates me on how managers see things ground level. We can watch it on TV, you can have an opinion, or you can commentate in the game or watch it in the stand. But for the managers inside a technical area, it must be very hard.
Yeah.
And I think they deserve like everything they get, because you've got to make decisions on how you see things in game. So I thought he made it, didn't work, switched it straight back to Declan Rice in midfield, then it worked.
And Rice had played in a kind of like right back, third centre back, if you want, position for a bit more control. So I had a feeling he would do that when White got injured.
Yeah.
Maybe not the right thing to do. Certainly the substitutions after that, from Odegaard especially, who had a great impact off the bench.
He seems to be a very good player. I mean, he's obviously a very good player. We've known about Odegaard for years. But it seems like in this season, he's getting his best joy coming off the bench.
Yeah, it's a few games now,
Maybe when teams have sort of put so much effort into an hour, and they're just starting to fade, and you can't quite cover the turf, and you're a little bit of a yard off, and then Odegaard comes on, and he's got brilliant technique with a great football brain.
And energy as well, because he drove the ball quite well on the goal, but also even before that, when he came on. If you Trossard and you've had a good season, they've had highs and lows, obviously. Difficult time, personally, in his private life as well, to score the goal that maybe everybody will remember and celebrate, because he scored on the away end, where the away end was. It must be a special moment, right?
Yeah, I think he's a very underrated player. Over the years, when Jota was at Liverpool, I thought him and Trossard were the same sort of player, where they're so undervalued or underrated, and they are just really good players, but they're effective. Like Trossard's effective. If you start him or come off the bench, great attitude, character, ability, effective to score or make things happen. So yeah, I'm pleased for him. At the sort of start of the season, when people were sort of asking the question about Arsenal's best 11, I never really bought into it. I thought Arsenal's best thing is their squad.
Yeah.
And using, if it's Saka off the bench or Madueke or Trossard or whoever, Jesus, the sort of the list goes on. He's built a very good squad there.
Yeah. Let's go now into the VR call, right?
I
know you've been dying to talk about it, so let's
look at this guy with his Arsenal badge on.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you've got an ex-West Ham player.
Yeah, I know.
And a guy with an Arsenal badge on.
I know you're still objective. Last minute of the game, it's a corner. The ball comes through Raya's hands, and then on the second phase, Callum Wilson scored to make it 1-1, right?
Yeah. And it was, by the way, amazing finish.
Yeah, amazing finish. He's just come on. VAR calls the referee doesn't give anything. VAR calls the referee to go and check for a foul on Raya.
Yeah.
It looks like Pablo does have his arm all over Raya.
I'd agree with that.
But your issue is more what happens before that or around that, more than that foul that I think we all agree is a foul.
That's where I'm a little bit uncomfortable. And before anyone starts, right, it's not any Arsenal hate, because I can't stand all that. No, I can't.
No, I know.
We're honest enough to call things how we see it, even if we get things right and get things wrong. But there's no bias being an ex-West Ham player. I just felt uncomfortable watching that goal being chalked off. And I've got to say, I felt for the referee under immense pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that must have been hard.
I agree.
You know, trying to decipher what's going on. My issue with the goal being chalked off, and there is a foul from Pablo on Raya, 100%.
Yeah.
I get it. But when I see the still shots and when I see the replay over and over again, there's a foul from Trossard on Pablo.
Prior to the Pablo on Raya.
So not at the same time and not after.
Yeah.
So that should take precedent, in my opinion. There's a foul from Declan Rice on Mavropanos and a rugby tackle. He actually fouled two players, but the Mavropanos was the more blatant. So when I look at it, I just think the authorities now have got themselves in a really hard place and something needs to be solved. And it's not an Arsenal thing. Every team does it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not me digging out Arsenal.
No, absolutely.
Right? Every team are at it.
Yeah.
Because they see the fine margins and they want to win and they want to push the boundaries. But for me, when I look at the whole thing and I wrap it all up in a bow and I go, I would have been, because another thing as well, ref's call is a law. Ref's call on the pitch, didn't give it. Was it a clear and obvious error from the referee to overturn it? Not in my opinion, because there's so much going on.
Yes.
So there's so many factors and little nuances where you bring it in and you go, if that goal had stood because everything else was going on, I think that would have been acceptable and would have been fine. That's my take.
True, no, that's I hear you completely. I think the foul from Pablo on Raya is so big that it had to
I understand that.
It's a big talking point. It's a big controversial. Of course, everybody around the world is talking about that. We'll talk a bit more about that call, but also what that means for West Ham in their hope to stay up, and what also it means in the title race between Arsenal and City on the Gab and Jules podcast. Make sure you listen to it. Well, let's continue this chat, Don, because there's a discussion to have, not so much around VAR, we had a million of them, but maybe on those corners and wide set pieces, what to do with them to avoid not just the kind of WWE wrestling thing that we've seen. It
has gone that way, though.
It's gone that way.
Does this happen in France?
Not as much, no.
Right.
But maybe we're not just as advanced on thin margin and trying to get the extra percent that is going to make you win the title or win a game or something like that. Some teams like Toulouse do it really well and they're very strong on set pieces. Lens as well, but it's not this kind of like massive scrum. Yeah.
I just feel as though it's gone too far now. And it's not an Arsenal thing.
No, everybody does it anyway,
But it's gone too far now where people are grappling, people are holding. The goalkeepers back in the day used to be really protected.
Yeah.
Like ultra protected.
Too much maybe at some
Too
point.
much, but now we've gone too far.
Too far.
So now we've got to try and find a middle ground. I heard an ex-referee talking today about potentially changing a law where when corners are being put in the box, attackers are not allowed in the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that they're coming up with ideas, but that's crazy.
That would be,
you're changing the whole laws of the game. And then we'll get to the point where attackers are jumping and their feet are on the line or their heads inside the seat. And it's like...
Let's review it.
But there has to be something. I like the fact that people are thinking outside the box because it's gone too aggressive.
Yeah, I agree.
And the goalkeepers are not getting protected. Everyone's just grappling each other. Defenders are probably doing it, but attackers seem to be doing it more. I don't know where we go with it.
I know.
It's one of them where you need to brainstorm, sit down, have a cup of coffee, everyone sit in a room, different ideas, ex-footballers, journalists, ex-referees, current referees, and everyone just chatted back and forth, and find a solution. Because the authorities have got to do something now.
The problem, though, about this kind of, let's say, the 6-yard box, is that this is really just for England.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same problem in the rest of the world or the rest of Europe. So you could have a rule for England, but then when English clubs play in the Champions League, it's not that rule.
No, it's
then
crazy.
you go back to, and then
it can't happen.
It's difficult. When we prepared for the show, I said to you, what if suddenly to try to get a bit more discipline in that box and in the 6-yard box, for the first few weeks, every time there's something like an attacking, what you feel like is an attacking foul from the attacking team somewhere, on the goalkeeper, on a defender, you just blow for the defensive team.
Yeah.
The team that is defending that free kick, that set piece.
And then after
that, they would stop.
I think so. It would take a bit of time.
Yeah.
But it would dilute the problem or the obvious fouls. Referees have to be tougher. I mean, at the same time, imagine you being a referee, right, and you're standing on the edge of the box, and there's about 16, 17 players inside the box, and your eyes are drawn to me and you having a grapple. Where things are going on at the far post. Goalkeeper's getting...
Which is a bit the case in this West Ham Arsenal game, like you said.
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. I mean, even like a radical thing where you appoint an extra official to be on corners, as in like next to the post. Yeah. So he's got an extra eye on everyone inside the 18-yard box. Or even more radical, you've got two. I don't know. Something needs some
I thought
idea.
about that too.
Even just trial it.
Yeah.
Trial it somewhere where an extra official, one behind the goal, on sort of next to the goal, this side, another one at the top end of the pitch, corners and free kicks coming in. They might just be able to give a referee and VAR a little bit more help.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like massively at the moment. And it's been coming, but it feels like this season especially. And again, it's nothing to do with Arsenal. I've got to stress it. It's nothing to do with Arsenal. All teams do it. It just feels as though what you're watching on TV now, it's all gone too far.
Yeah, I agree. Before that controversy, before even the Trossard goal, before the VAR call, there was this big chance for West Ham at 0-0. Mateus Fernandes, great 1-2 into the box, and then it's him v Raya, and Raya makes the save.
I mean, it is a great save, and people have latched on to a magnificent save, and could be the save that wins Arsenal the title.
Which is true, yeah.
It's a horrendous miss.
I agree with you on that. I thought it's straight away.
I mean, he's tried to take the mickey out the goalkeeper by taking an extra touch, sitting him down and giving him the eyes. The whole finish was right hand side.
I agree.
You had a gap of about 2 or 3 meters to the right hand side. Slot it in.
Yeah. I agree.
So Raya, good save, granted.
Yeah, he stays
miss.
on his feet. Long.
I mean, just score it. If you score that for West Ham at 0-0,
it's finished.
The worst you're going to get is a draw.
Yeah.
And you could take 3 points. So I don't want to criticise Fernandes that much because I've watched him this season and he is
really
the one.
Good. Yeah, he's been really good for West Ham.
He's Champions League footballer, I think.
Yeah.
He's been a fantastic signing and one of the better players. But yeah, bad miss
that. And, when we look back at the season, whether West Ham stay up or go down, you could look at some moments in the season and that'd be one of them. Same for Arsenal. If they win the title, they'll be the Trossard shot, but they will also be the Raya save. And Raya has been excellent all season, really. I remember the save against Brighton that he makes a 2-1 up at the Emirates, that he's going in the top corner and he saves it. And that's also how you win the title. Talking about title race, we're back to 5 points clear for Arsenal now over City, +2 in goal difference.
Yeah.
But with the game more played. City will play the game in hand on Wednesday night against Palace at home. Yeah. To bring it back to 2 points.
Yeah.
Where do you think that title race is now?
I think you're looking at probably 90-10.
90-10, that high?
I think so, mate. I think West Ham was their toughest hurdle. I think they'll wallop Burnley.
I think at home is on Monday night.
I think they'll wallop
them
by. I think off the back of this win, knowing that they're so close and the carrot of a Champions League final against PSG must have that dressing room buzzing.
Yeah.
And you're playing Burnley, and no disrespect, because I was on comms for the game when City beat them 1-0, and everyone thought they might beat them 5 or 6.
Midweek,
Didn't happen. I think Arsenal at home, I can see them beating them by 4 or 5. I think if they score early, floodgates could open, and then title's probably theirs.
So if City drop points,
I think both of them win games. I think both of them win all their games from here.
You think?
I think so.
If City drop points against Palace on Wednesday, then Arsenal can win the title by beating Burnley on the Monday that follows. If City win against Palace, which as we said, it will go back to 2 points, then Arsenal will be at home to Burnley, away to Palace 3 days before their Conference League final.
Yeah.
City will have Bournemouth away.
Yeah, tricky.
Still fighting for Champions League
unbeaten in 16, I think.
Yeah. And then at home to Villa to finish the season.
Yeah. I think City will win all their games, and I think Arsenal will win all their games. I think the game against West Ham was so crucial.
Yeah.
And City will look back and they'll look at the Everton game where
they were in control. They were in control.
Exactly.
And then they collapsed.
Exactly. But do you know what? I think when you look at the season as a whole and you evaluate it when and if Arsenal win the league, which I think they'll do, I think City win the league by about 10 points next year, because I think they will be so much stronger in a transitional year to still be fighting for a treble.
Yeah.
And still could walk away with at least 1 trophy. FA Cup weekend against Chelsea could be 2, so it could be a double or a treble if they manage to get over the line. For a club and Pep to be in transition and still be in contention to win 3 trophies, they're going to be unbelievably strong next year.
Yeah.
So Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever, Villa, whoever's fighting for top 4, top 5, the top first and second place, they're all going to have to seriously improve because City will go again in the summer.
Probably.
But I think Arsenal I think they get it done, Jules. I do.
I think so too. For City, I think Guardiola will go this summer. Whatever happens in the league, in the FA Cup.
I think if they don't win the title, I think he'll stay one more year to win it.
He's got one more year on his contract,
That's what I'm saying.
To be fair, but I don't know. I've got a feeling that he might not be there next season. What about West Ham, one of your former club? They're 1 point behind Spurs now, who obviously have a game in hand to play tonight as we record this on Monday night at home to Leeds.
Yeah.
If Spurs were to beat Leeds, they would be 4 points clear with 2 games to go.
Do you know what, mate? I think about a week ago, 10 days ago, I was certain Spurs would go down. Adamant that would go down.
Yeah.
Then they've just gone back-to-back wins. Great win at Villa Park. And never saw it coming.
That's the turning point, right?
Never saw it coming.
At Villa Park when West Ham got beaten at Brentford 3-0.
And even the 1-0 win against Wolves the game before, they didn't play well, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they really didn't play well. And they looked second half in that game. They looked as though they had no ideas, no sort of any patterns or authority, and they got the 1-0 win. Again, it's like Arsenal win the title. It's just about winning. If you're Tottenham, just win. And then to go to Villa Park, I thought, not a chance they go there and win.
Yeah,
Best case to get a draw. They've gone there and won. Then West Ham obviously play Arsenal and lose that game. They're in a great position now, Spurs. I think off the back of the 2 wins back-to-back, I think they'll beat Leeds tonight. I think they will. And unfortunately for my old club, I think it has us down.
What would that mean to West Ham to go down? It was the case that they sacked Potter too late, that Nuno didn't come up a bit earlier because he's done clearly a good job, especially at home.
Yeah, I think all of that, even you can go back to the appointment of Lopetegui, never looked like that was ever going to work for me. I think the best thing for West Ham is they've been here before and they've been down in the Championship before, so they know how to handle it. They'll have a great chance of coming back up. The worry, if you're West Ham or Tottenham or whoever goes, I think now it's West Ham, is the top players. Liverpool might be tempted by Jared Bowen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fernandes might be tempted by a move.
Yeah.
There might be 1 or 2 players. Fernandes might be tempted by a big money move. Somerville, maybe. That's always the worry. I had it when we went down, and all of a sudden you've got the likes of Joe Cole and Michael Carrick and Trevor Sinclairs and Freddie Canutes and Di Canios and Jermaine Defoe's. All these guys
all left
not all left at the same time, but you know you're going to lose some of them.
Yeah.
And then like you get good guys in like Joby McAnuff and Marlon Harewood and Nigel Reo-Coker, and you get good guys in for the Championship to get you back up.
Yeah.
But you're losing the quality. And no disrespect, the lads, they'll know what I mean. And those boys got us back up. That's the hard part. But the good thing for West Ham as a club, they've been here before.
Yeah.
Like if Tottenham went, you would fear for them.
Yeah.
How do they handle it? Because they're all going to want to be off.
Yeah.
So panic stations, yes. Nuno, it's a must that you keep. Keep as many players that you can, and then bounce straight back.
Yeah, it's not done though yet. If you're a West Ham fan, you know anything is still possible in this Premier League season. But it's fair to say that defeat against Arsenal didn't look good for the rest of the season.